Well, hello again. Dan Brown here, Senior Service Consultant at MGE and partner at Bloomberg Digital. That's the digital marketing company that services so many MGE clients, both in Canada and the United States, helping them achieve their digital marketing goals and needs. Okay, so now, today, I want to talk to you about the top 5 mistakes web developers make in designing your website, okay? And then the solutions so that you can get these corrected if you are currently experiencing any of these. All right, now you might be thinking, what does this have to do with me? I'm not a website designer. Or, hey, listen, I spent thousands of dollars on my site recently and used the best website company I could find to give my website beautiful facelift. And you know, my website company told me it's perfect. So this video is a waste of time for me. Well, I am so happy if you got it right, and congratulations on that. But have a watch here, and let's make sure that your website is what your potential patients like, not what you like, not what your website company likes, and not even what I like. Let's make sure it is what your target public likes. And on that note, I'm going to strongly suggest you buy and read a book by a guy named Steve Krug. That's K-R-U-G. And I'll put a picture of that book here so you can take a look at it. The book is called Don't Make Me Think Revisited: A Common Sense Approach to Web Usability. Now, the reason why I say that book is, it's going to take you all of about 40 minutes to read this very interesting read. And it's all about the consumer of today. Steve Krug is a user experience specialist, a UX guy. And he's actually a master at understanding our potential consumers, what they like and what they don't like, and what upsets them, what hangs them up, okay? And so I'm really going to suggest, if you really want to get into this, read that book. It's actually very entertaining. He's kind of a cool guy, and the data is amazing. But for now, let me lay out the basics I've learned from my experience, in addition to reading that book and many others just like it. I've seen dentists spend astronomical amounts of money on websites, only to find out that their final, quote, product was missing some very key marketing elements needed in order to drive conversions. Conversion, what is a conversion? Conversion means a person goes to your site and they pick up the phone and they call you, or they fill out a contact form, or whatever you ask them to do. Okay, so now, sure, these sites were beautiful, but these doctors needed their phones to ring, and that wasn't happening. You want people so excited about what they find on your site that they're calling your practice and booking appointments within minutes of landing on your homepage. If they're flabbergasted at how gorgeous your site is too, well, awesome. That's just an added bonus. But how aesthetic your site is, that's not the ultimate goal. The goal is a person reaching out to you by phone or by use of your website contact us form and making an appointment. So what are my 5 do's and don'ts of dental websites? Well, I'm laying them all out in this video, so just keep watching. Don't number 1. Don't forget to have calls to action on your homepage. And if you do have them, don't make them small or difficult to read so that they're not going to grab your visitor's attention immediately. Now, what is a call to action? Simply put, it's a statement that encourages an online visitor to do something, whether that be call now, schedule an appointment, or visit us today for a free consultation. These would be sample calls to action. Now, I'm going to put some websites on the screen as examples of underwhelming calls to action. Have a look here. And I'll put another one on here. Now, while these do have calls to action, they are bland and uninteresting. They aren't eye-catching enough to capture someone's attention. You want to have calls to action that pop and are arresting, they're interesting, they stop me in my tracks. These are website must-haves in the dental industry and really in any industry. Okay? Again, the person comes to your home page. Boy, right before they scroll, you better hit me as your potential new patient right between the eyes with what I'm looking for. You must bring me in and grab my attention. To have a nice, beautiful background photo, to have a visual that's pleasing. Okay, don't put my attention on those things. I'm not here for pretty pictures. I'm here to get something I need solved. And I want to know if you can solve that, okay? Here's an example of a website that has some great calls to action on it, okay? Now, if you look here on this site, it's got a few different offers, Top of the homepage has 3 calls to action. When I say the top of the homepage, that is what we call the hero section. Generally, there's an image there. We call that the hero image. Okay, I have not yet scrolled. So this is your most prime real estate. And if you look here, before I scroll, I have 3 calls to action before you even touch the scroll bar. And I love how the background of that $500 off Invisalign special becomes opaque when I put my cursor over it to make the offer stand out even more. These are things to catch my eye. Tell me, yeah, right here, click here. That's a call to action with power. So do have calls to action that grab people's attention. And don't make them small and difficult to find or difficult to read. All right, we've covered the first dental website do and don't. Let's get on to the next ones. Number 2, you must include social proof on your website. And if you don't know what that is, I'm talking about evidence from your patients and other people that you are who you say you are and can do what you say you can do. Social proof is other people talking about you. These include video testimonials, reviews, before and after photos, awards, featured community contribution, links to featured articles and newspapers and other news media, anything that proves to others, your potential new patients, people are talking about you. They recommend you. They're saying you are good. You get the result that you say you can get, and it encourages them to visit you. These are the type of elements that influence people's viewpoints and help them take action. Potential patients want to learn how awesome you are before choosing you for their dentist. But they don't want to hear from you about you and how awesome you are. They want to hear from other people. And let me ask you this question. How important are reviews to you as a consumer when you go on Amazon or when you shop online? Well, if you're like more than 80% of the population, these are very important. In fact, more important than what the company is saying about their product or service. Meaning, many people will go on Amazon, search by review rating and review number, and read the reviews before they read the product description. Yeah, now there's a handful of people that'll read the 19 paragraphs of text about the product or service, and they might or might not get around to the reviews, but that's such a small percentage. So if you're like most consumers, you want to know what other people have to say about a product or service, not just from the company, but from other people who have used that product or service. Social proof. In fact, according to a recent report by Chatter Matters, one of the most meaningful forms of advertising is recommendations from friends and family. 83% of consumers say these recommendations make them more likely to purchase a product or a service. It's this concept we want to capitalize on by featuring social proof on your website. It is their words in these reviews and testimonials, and their faces on these before and after photos and in the testimonial videos. But it is you who has to put it there as proof you are who you say you are. So don't be modest when it comes to marketing, and do have lots of social proof on your site. Show off how great you are by sprinkling those testimonials, positive Google reviews, and all those gorgeous before and after photos of your Invisalign, veneer cases, implants, chipped or broken teeth bonding, whatever it is, throughout your homepage, your services page, and your smile gallery. All right, on to point number 3. Now that last point leads into this next one regarding social proof. In addition to incorporating before and after photos on your homepage, amongst these, you must have a Smiles Gallery and include a link to that Smile Gallery page that drives people to your Smile Gallery. The Smile Gallery should even have its own separate tab on your homepage. Don't keep it a secret. Again, this is the wrong time to be modest. This Smiles Gallery displays a beautiful portfolio of your before and after photos, and if you can, you should even include a small description that conveys the story of each before and after photo to add a human element to these images while you educate your potential new patient. Take this MGE client's before and after example. Okay, here you see it. Now I am going to brief you on something here, we have what's called a drag bar. That's the line down the middle of this thing. And you drag it to the right or drag it to the left to see the before or after. I do not recommend that drag bar, okay? Why? I like it technically. I'm kind of a technical geek. I like these kind of things. But 90% of the people I've surveyed don't know that that's a drag bar. So they just see half the photo is before and half the photo is after. They don't know there's a before and after. Show the big before on the left, a big photo on the right, so somebody can compare them in real time and see both at the same time. Now, on this particular one, the practice explains how Anea, the patient, traveled all the way from North Carolina to Philadelphia to have bonding completed on her front teeth, and how she cried tears of joy when she saw the results. Now, imagine the number of dentists she drove past on her way to Philadelphia from North Carolina. That's a 7-hour drive. I mean, she passed hundreds, if not thousands, of other dental practices that could have gotten that same result of dental bonding. But she chose this one. She chose this one because she saw it on their social media page and saw social proof. This is a perfect example of the power of social proof. Anea chose MGE client Dr. Ken Circa's practice because of the dental work she found on his social media pages. Wow. Spotlighting these types of compelling stories are going to convince someone who merely landed on your site to choose you for their treatment. So to summarize, don't neglect your before and after photos, and do display them on your homepage and in a separate tab on your website menu that features a huge collection of them called your Smile Gallery. So have a separate page, feature that on your general menu, and have a link to it on your homepage. Okay? And don't forget to tell the story of each treatment case. Do that to educate me. You know, this person got porcelain veneers. This person got bonding. This person got an implant. It helped restore the function of a natural tooth and made it look, feel, and function like a natural tooth. Okay? It educates me. So, Smile Gallery, big do. All right, let's move on to the next one. Next, we have dental website do and don't, point number 4. Make sure you have a website that loads quickly. Online browsers do not like websites that take a long time to load. Okay, so Google would be a browser. And truly any browser, any search engine, okay, they don't like slow load times. And it's actually going to hinder your search engine optimization progress, your SEO progress, if you have a slow site. Now, how do you know if your website is quick or slow? Well, Google has a free tool where you can investigate this. It's called Page Speed Insights, and you can find it at developers.google.com or just by typing Page Speed Insights. There you can plug in your website into the search bar and choose between desktop and mobile to determine your site speed on each platform. And you want to check both desktop and mobile. If your scores aren't in the green, they're not loading fast enough. So take a look here. If this is you, the ultimate solution is to contact your website hosting company and like right now and see what they can do to fix the speed. Now, if they hum and haw and say, well, we've done the best we can, or they say you've got to install a flux capacitor and you need to pay us X amount of, okay, put the brakes on, reach out to me, reach out to Bloomberg Digital. We will help you. We're going to check things out. We'll figure it out. But you want a fast site. To wrap up this point, don't let your website load slowly, and do let your visitors have the speedy browsing experience they deserve. Remember, Google doesn't like slow websites. They will not send people to your website if it doesn't load quickly. And people today, man, they're fast. So jump on it. Okay, the last do and don't I want to discuss has to do with the design itself. Point number 5. Don't let your website designer optimize you solely for desktop devices. In this day and age, mobile is king. So your site must look just as fabulous and load just as quickly on this platform, if not faster, than on desktop devices. Google says so too. According to Google's latest report, more Google searches take place on mobile devices than on desktop computers. This means in order to retain the traffic you've worked so hard to attract, your site needs to look good on any browser and on any device. Designers call this attribute a responsive design. So if you have a responsive website, it's responsive to whatever device is browsing it, okay? So here's a comment on this from Google's official blog. Quote, consumers, particularly on mobile devices, now have higher expectations than ever before. They want everything right, and they want everything right away. This requires that marketers answer their needs in the moment, whenever and wherever they are. So let's take a look at these websites that are not mobile friendly. Take a look at this one. Just horrible. Here's another one. Now, in these examples, the entire homepage shows up on my phone screen. This is not a user-friendly experience. The text is extremely small and therefore nearly impossible to read. And in this example, the testimonial is cut off when I look at it on my cell phone. I've also seen mobile sites that skew all the photos and format around, but the client never bothered to check it out. So, you got to look at your site on a phone, on a tablet. Check it on a different phone. Look at it on an Android. Look at it on an older phone, okay? These are very, very important points. Pull up your website on your cell phone right now and take a look at it. Is anything cut off or looking scrambled? Does it pull up your entire homepage in one screen? Does it load slowly? If so, contact your website company immediately. These errors are interfering with your ability to acquire new patients from the website they built. And again, if you have any questions on this, reach out to me, reach out to Bloomberg Digital. We'll help you with this. But mobile-friendly design is also important if you want to rank highly on Google. In 2015, Google changed its algorithms to decrease the rankings of any site that's not mobile friendly. Websites that aren't mobile friendly also cause higher bounce rates. Now, what's a bounce rate? You hear, I'm going to bounce. Okay, well, yeah, it is just that. A bounce is when people land on your website and do nothing. They come, they say, am I in the right spot? I'm not. And they leave, okay? So a bounce rate indicates the percentage of visitors who leave the site after viewing only one page. As a broad rule of thumb, you're aiming for a website bounce rate of under 40%. Between 40 and 55% is usually okay, but not ideal, while 55% or more shows significant room for improvement. Having a high bounce rate is problematic because it implies your site's visitors aren't finding the information they're looking for, and as a result, your Google rankings will decrease. Google will not rank a website well if it thinks you're not providing answers to your visitors' questions and problems. So let's recap on what we've covered thus far. Point number 1, don't forget to have calls to action on your homepage, and do make them flashy and big with big text so they grab your visitors' attention. Point number 2, don't be modest when it comes to social proof, and really don't be modest when it comes to marketing. So social proof, I'm talking about testimonials, I'm talking about before and after photos. Do include these on your homepage and in abundance. 3, do feature before and after photos on your homepage with a link to your Smile Gallery. And do fill an entire page with these images in addition to each patient's story, if you have those stories. Point number 4, don't have a website that loads slowly, and do investigate this by checking out Google Page Insights. Have your page speed corrected immediately if your scores for either mobile or desktop, or both, God forbid, aren't in the green. Point 5, don't let your website be solely optimized for desktop services, okay? You want devices of all kinds. Mobile is key. So do ensure your site is quick and looks just as sleek and user-friendly on mobile as well as it does on desktop. Okay, now listen, there's a lot more that goes into the perfect dental marketing website, but that's all I'm going to cover here and now. If you do want more details on website guidelines, register for the MGE New Patient Workshop. We do this every 2 weeks, and this 2-day online virtual workshop is updated every month with new content. If you haven't been in a while, I strongly suggest doing it again. Amazing value. And if you're an MGE client, you can reattend for free as many times as you like, okay? So reattend. Go to www.newpatients.net to see when you can attend. Again, every 2 weeks. Again, www.newpatients.net to get the schedule. And last but not least, do let me know if these tips are helpful. Or if you have any questions. Don't be a stranger. I want to hear from you, and you can always email me, danb@mgeonline.com, if you have any questions. Or if you want a website analysis performed by me personally, I can help you with that. And stay tuned for more video marketing tips coming on a screen near you. That sounds cheesy, but I had to do it. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time. Dan Brown signing out.